So here we are. We're gonna go in there and check out these buildings. Oh, look at that, kiddies. The Homestead Act of 1862 inspired thousands to seek land in the West. The law allowed heads of households, widows, and all single people over 21 years old to purchase 160 acres at $1.25 per acre, or paying a $15 filing fee after 5 years of residence and cultivation. Go around and check out these houses. Let's see. They gave me a little information packet. Here's the Stratton house, home of Fred and his wife Hannah, and their two sons Frank and Lewis. They moved to Fort Rock, Michigan in 1912. Fred was an excellent carpenter and single-handedly built this house. Let's go check it out. Oh wow, you actually get to come in. Well, let's take a little look here. Soon after the house was completed, he drilled a well 196 feet deep. He supplied water for several surrounding families at a cost of 3 cents a barrel. Look at this. How'd you like to live like this? Very nice. In 1915, the Stratton family moved to the town of Fort Rock and the homestead was sold. Years later, the house was moved to town where it served as a post office, store, and later a storehouse. The house was donated to the museum, and on the 4th of July 2000 was moved across the street to where it now stands. A well driller, probably built in Chicago sometime from 1855 to 1875, stands outside and a hay sled is nearby. Oh, so there we got the well driller and the hay sleds nearby. So these are used in the valley until 1920s. Frank Stratton and his wife Vivian were founders of the Fort Rock Valley Historical Society and opened this museum in 1988. Frank died in 1994 and Vivian in 2009 at the age of 104. So the next house, what's this called? Artifacts. Oh, this is cool. So the house is called Artifacts. This is where artifacts are stored. Oh, Polk. Come check this out. So the oldest Lake County cultural sites date to 14,500 years, about 500 generations ago. People lived around the edges of Fort Rock Lake and Summer Lake. Some villages were home to thousands of people over thousands of years. This is a representative collection of ground stone, probably women's tools for grinding flour to bake bread. Lake County obsidian was traded as far as New York and Mexico. This cabin dating from the early 1900s near Bend was donated to the museum in 1997 when the new parkway passes close by. And there's our new surveyor right there. Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
Oh, here's the doctor's house. Dr. Tom. He came to Silver Lake in 1905 after finishing medical training in Minnesota. Well, these people from Minnesota came out here to Oregon. At first he rented a room at the Christmas Hotel and treated patients in the lobby. A year later, he built a home in this office, which was used until he moved to Bend in 1924. In 1985, the office was abandoned as a useful building and was moved to the museum in 1987. During his practice in the area, Dr. Tom delivered over 100 babies and saved countless lives during the 1917 epidemic. Now we're moving on to the Menkenmeyer house. is the Menkenmeyer and Penrose families. Came from the Willamette Valley in 1909. So George Menkenmeyer built this log cabin in 1910 before marrying Hazel Penrose in 1914. Dr. Tom delivered their 2 children, Beatrice and George. The children played in the area around Cow Cave, now Fort Rock Cave. In later years, Hazel met anthropologist Dr. Luther S. Cressman at the University of Oregon, and due in part to her interest in the caves, Dr. Cressman initiated an excavation in the cave, resulting in the discovery of the Fort Rock sandals. So we'll take a look at this blacksmith shop. Oh, get up on that saddle there. So although this was built in 2006, this is a replica of the one that was here in the early 1900s. In the early years, the blacksmith kept busy shooting horses, repairing harnesses, and making and repairing all kinds of ironwork, including farm equipment, horseshoes, hinges, tools, etc. Of necessity, they became the repairmen for the cars and trucks that started appearing in the valley. Next, we're going to be visiting the St. Bridget's Catholic Church, which was built in 1918 on the land donated by Alex Bellatail. This is the only building constructed especially for worship. The church was erected as a result of the conflict between the Protestants and the Catholics, and it continues. Let's go check out the inside project. So this here is the Boddigheimer cabin. Simon Boddigheimer came to Fort Rock around 1912. Ah, look at the little flowers. Let's go check out his house. He left his wife and 2 children in the Willamette Valley. A fly just literally went underneath my sunglasses to attack my eyeballs. Okay. So, Simon was a carpenter by trade, and his home was only one of a few 2-story houses in the area. I heard at nighttime that doll speaks. Looks like there's a closet back there. And a creepy little doll. Simon returned to the valley after the death of his daughter. Shortly after leaving Fort Rock Valley, he died from injuries from a fall off a roof. No, it's not funny that he died. Kind of hard to see. Okay, let's go back down the stairs. This here is the homestead garden. Just representative of some of the things the homesteaders might have grown. All these flies are nasty out here. Plants include potatoes, onions, cabbage, rhubarb, chives, garlic, beets, parsnips, and carrots. It is common knowledge in this area that you do not plant your garden until the snow is off Hager Mountain. The steep-sided volcanic peak visible far to the south. It's kind of hard to see today with all the smoke.